bring you everything from breaking news.
President must know that this is a bad time for our nation. We must look for foreign support to save this nation.
World news, sport, music,
Bella just want me with you like guys,
and many more. To listen to our programs, follow us live on all our social media platforms on Facebook at Aloore Radio, Twitter and Instagram at Aloore Radio. You can also subscribe on our YouTube page on Aloore Radio. Make sure you click on the notification bell so you know when we are live. This is Aloore Radio, the voice of Oyo State. Talk Real Estate is a program that brings you insights and guide you through your real estate journey.
Buying real estate, it's not just about you just buying, paying money and going to sleep.
From real estate investment, documentations and all the important things you need to know about real estate, join Liz Kario Oluwaseun live on Aloore Radio every Tuesday from 2:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. Follow us live on Facebook, TikTok and on YouTube at Aloore Radio to connect. For more details, call 0903-985-3731 or send a WhatsApp message on 0816-222-0182.
Buying documentation is as important as buying real estate. In short, documentation is the most important thing when you're buying real estate.
Talk Real Estate with Liz Kario Oluwaseun live on Aloore Radio, the voice of Oyo State.
they say that when you lose your way, find the road back home.
Rainy days and lonely nights, feel like I'm losing time. Nowhere else to go, so I chase the fading light. Up all night till dawn, wonder how many days I've gone. Will Papa take me back if I wanna go?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Oyo State. Good afternoon, Nigeria, and welcome on today's episode on another session on Talk Real Estate with Oluwaseun Lixkario. Don't forget we are always live on Facebook, on YouTube at AlooreRadio.com, and also on TikTok AlooreRadio.com, and on Instagram Kikes Luxury Homes. Welcome to another session on Talk Real Estate with Oluwaseun Lixkario, and this is episode 16. And today we'll be talking about the Nigeria real estate landscape part 2. Last week we talked about the part 1 and I explained the Nigerian real estate landscape, what has been the growth of what has added to the growth of real estate in Nigeria generally. So I talked about different things. I talked about what has added to the growth generally, and I explained Nigerian real estate sector has experienced significant growth over the years, driven by factors such as urbanization, population growth, and increasing demands for housing and commercial properties. So I listed some key aspects. I listed 4 last week, and I explained that the real estate landscape, the real estate sector in Nigeria has really increased over the years. I mean, talking about the population has really risen. Like, it was different than it was 10 years ago compared to now. So people are looking for a place to live. After food for people is shelter. That is the most important thing. So a lot of people need shelter. They need a home for their family. They need a place to rest. So there is a high in demand for real estate. So this has really added to the growth of real estate in Nigeria currently. So, and number 1 on my list that I said last week, I listed 4 last week out of 7. So I said residential real estate, and I explained how it has added to the growth of real estate in Nigeria. And number 2, I talked about the commercial real estate. The residential, I said a lot of people are looking for places to live in for their family, duplexes, bungalows, rent, buying. This has added to the growth of real estate in Nigeria. And number 2, I said the commercial real estate. A lot of people are looking for offices, they are looking for hotels for their businesses. They need spaces for their businesses, they need a lot of space. A lot of people are running businesses. The higher the population, the higher the request of people for real estate properties, from hotels, from office space, from malls, from supermarkets. So a lot of this has added to the growth of real estate markets in the country as well. So number 3 on my list, I said the real estate investment. There's a lot of real estate investment. There are lots of ways in which you can now invest in real estate and make money, either daily, monthly, yearly, anyhow you want it. Leasing, buying, selling, any which way you want to earn money in real estate, it is available. So this has made more people come into the real estate industry to invest. Then number 4, I talked about the real estate development. Developers are coming in heavily to create affordable homes for people, homes where you can buy and pay. You can pay monthly, yearly, however you want it. You can spread your payment for as high as I saw one for 30 years. You'd have the home and you can spread your payment for 30 years. So they've made it easy for people to own homes in the country. So this has added to the growth of real estate market. A lot of people are coming into the real estate world. So moving on, so I talked about those 4 last week that I came here on part 1 of real estate investment of Nigeria real estate landscape, what has added to the growth of Nigerian real estate. So number 5 on my list today is the real estate regulations in Nigeria. The Nigerian real estate sector is regulated by various government agencies at the federal and state levels. There are different types of regulations. The real estate regulation we have in Oyo State is a bit different from the one we have in Lagos State. I think a lawyer can expand more on that. A lawyer can tell you more on that. There's a lot of coming up. In Lagos recently, they launched some laws concerning real estate in Lagos. It was launched recently as a last 2 weeks or so. And Ibadan as well is working on some. So this Oyo State as well as is working on some. So there's a lot of real estate regulations to favor people, to make it easier for people to acquire properties in each state. These agencies enforce laws, regulations, and standards to ensure transparency, protect buyers' rights, and maintain professional conduct among real estate practitioners. So a lot of these has made it easy for people to acquire, to be able to differentiate between realtors and agents, because truthfully in this Nigeria there's a difference between realtors and agents. So they're trying to take off all the bad people that are ruining the real estate industry and making it hard for people to invest in real estate, and all the omonile issues. A lot of it has really reduced right now in Nigeria today compared to what it used to be in those days. In Oyo State right now we have the anti-land grabbing. These people work against omonile, like they help you not to make sure that your land is not taken from you unlawfully. So they work towards that. So this has made a lot of people say, okay, let me invest in real estate. It's a lot better than it used to be before. It's not like before where you buy a property, you do all your documentation, and someone will just wake up and tell you they want to take over your property because they are money. So there's been a lot of laws against that. You can win back your property with your document. There are lots of documentations that you can do that. Even the state government would have to compensate you before taking over your property. Let's say a road network wants to go through there, they want to create something on that place. There are laws, there are documents that you can do today that if you have them and you can tender them, the state government is going to compensate you for what your property is worth. Yes, for what your property is worth. A lot of people don't know this, but that is why we always say, when you have a property, make sure you get a lawyer, make sure you get the legal backings. Make sure, it is very, very important in real estate, legal backings. They charge you so much, they can't charge you more than 10, 15, 20% on it. So don't, because of 10, 20%, lose your entire property. Make sure you have legal backings. Make sure they walk you through your real estate journey. Make sure you have a good realtor as well that will tell you all the right processes to go through in acquiring properties, and they walk you through it so that you don't miss the steps. You can do the right documentations and all. So even the state government cannot come and just take over your property, maybe when there's a need to take over it, but they will have to compensate you for it. So these are the things that has made it easy for a lot of people coming into the real estate industry, and it has really added to the real estate growth in Nigeria today. Then number 6, technology adoption. Technology is increasingly being embraced in the Nigerian real estate market. Today we have a lot of technology coming into the real estate market. We have smart homes, we have interesting things. We have a lot of people these days don't even have to come and see the property physically before they make payments, before they see the entire. We have the 3D tours, we have the 3D visuals, we have the drone visuals. So we have a lot of things where they can show you the entire surroundings of the property you're buying. We have the 360 visuals as well, where they will show you everything in that axis, including everything in the home from up down. You can see everything, you can see every details of the home before putting in your money. So a lot of people in diaspora, it has made it easy for them to invest back home without them coming back to buy it. So they just online properties listing platform. There are places where these days you don't have to go house to house to look for properties. There are a lot of online platforms. There are places where you can see different realtors, talk to realtors, talk to them, call them. You guys make calls, you acquire your properties. So you don't need to go house to house knocking on doors asking, okay, which one is available, which one is not available. So this has made it really easy. Technology adoption, virtual property tours, like I said, virtual property tours, digital property management system. So this technology has really come into this world. There are smart homes. So a lot of people are really coming into real estate because it has made it really easy for people to acquire properties. Either home or abroad, you can acquire properties in whatever state you want. All you need is just a good realtor and a good lawyer, and you are good to go. So making property transaction more accessible and efficient. You don't have to come, you don't have to travel all the way to check a property. You can be in another state. A lot of people can be in another state and they just want to relocate to another state. So you don't have to travel all the way down, lodge, start checking properties before you can now settle down. You can close your deal online. You can close it online. Technology has made it easy. Do a virtual inspection or virtual inspection of the properties, so you can tour your properties virtually, check different properties that you want, then seal your deal online. So Nigeria has really adopted this system, and it is working, and it has made it easy for people to acquire real estate property. So it has made it really accessible and efficient. Then number 7 is the challenges. Last week I said there's nothing that has advantage that doesn't have disadvantages. If I keep telling you the advantages and I don't tell you the disadvantages, then that is going to make me a bad realtor or a bad consultant. As a consultant, I need to tell you what are the challenges that are in this business before you go into it. Then what are the disadvantages, what are the benefits. So you need to know all of these. I mean, when taking risk, there's no business in this world, there's no investment in this world that does not have its own risk and its own benefit. So you just need to be sure that the risk is not more than the benefit. And also, when there's any risk, you should know how to walk through it. So there are lots of challenges that has been actually affecting the real estate growth in Nigeria today. Despite the growth potential, the Nigerian real estate sector faces several challenges. We face several challenges in Nigeria today. This includes inadequate infrastructure, and a lot of people, probably because of trying to manage money. There's a phrase that says, penny wise, pounds foolish. Trying to manage money and not use the right materials for infrastructure, not doing the right things for the building. Instead of using 8 bags of cement, you tell them to subsidize it to 5 bags of cement. All of this has caused problem in the real estate industry. building collapse, a lot of bad things happening right now. This has affected the real estate industries. So these are things that needs to be worked on. Well, it can't be eradicated. It's like it's all over the world. People trying to manage and just trying to pull back materials and all, and even workers that you give, constructors that you give your business to. The budget is like let's say 1 million naira. They end up spending like 500k because they want to keep the rest to themselves. So all of this inadequate infrastructure, even developers using materials that are not enough. Recently I had a building that collapsed somewhere in Nigeria recently. They were saying that actually the building was projected for 7 stories. That was what the engineer constructed at. The foundation we did can only carry 7 stories, but the developer said they should take it to 20 stories. I mean, something that was made for 7 stories, and you insisted that it should be taken to 20 stories, and this caused the building to collapse, taking people's life. So all of these are things that should not be happening. It's things that should be curbed, because now everything is wasted. People's life wasted, the old material you used wasted. You can't even use that. You can't even build again on that, because your name in short is at risk. I heard the developer died in the building as well. So this is what we call penny wise pounds foolish. Because I want to hide, I want to keep and all, you lost every single thing. So inadequate infrastructure, complex land acquisition processes. The processes are long. Getting your documents before it is registered, before it comes out, before all of that process is going in and out of the secretariat and all of that. It has made it difficult for people to acquire properties, and most people just like say, I don't want to go through all of that stress. But let me tell you the truth, there is no investment that does not come with its own disadvantages. You need to walk through it. So if you are going to invest in something, you need to be able to curb the risk as well. So saying you don't want to go through any stress is like saying that you are not ready to invest in anything, because there is no investment that you wouldn't go through one stress or the other. So yeah, complex land acquisition processes. And thank God for Oyo State, the C of O has been reduced to 60 days. You can get your C of O in 60 days, which is a lot better than sometimes it can take in some states it takes up to a year for you to get your C of O. So and as well, the price has come down. In some places before, it used to be millions of naira for you to get your C of O. Like you would spend like 1 million, above 1 million naira to get a property document. But right now in your state, it has been reduced to about very low, actually way below millions of naira. So this has made it easier. So if a lot of states can come up with this, make things easier for people, then it can increase the growth as well. Then inconsistent policies, one rule today, one rule tomorrow. It doesn't hold today, it doesn't hold tomorrow. People using because they know their way, because they have connections and all of that, using it to cheat other people on their properties. So this, then funding constraint. It is hard to get a mortgage to own a home in Nigeria, unlike it is abroad, where you can own a home and you'll be paying from your salary as you go on, your salary and all. It is not that way in Nigeria. The government has not made that possible in Nigeria. For you to own homes and start paying from your salary or mortgage banks, it is even harder to get loans to build properties, because the interest before you are granted the loan, the processes and all of that. So funding constraint is a lot of challenges for people. A lot of developers that want to build properties and all of that, they are not able to get loans, or when they are able to get loans, the interest is too high. So they just ignore it. They don't want to go through loans. They don't want to go through that issues. And issues of transparency. People are not being transparent with one another. This one is trying to cheat this one. We are trying to sell a property instead of you being transparent on how the processes are. Families lying that okay, maybe their father is dead, which is not dead. Family lying that yes, they want to sell the property, they are the owners, instead of saying okay, the property is for all of us. We are siblings, we are 6, we are 8. So transparency, these things are causing low growth in the real estate industry. They are really affecting the real estate industry in Nigeria of today. So however, efforts are being made by the government and industry stakeholders to address these challenges and create a more conducive environment for real estate development. Like I said, a lot of these are being worked on by the government, by developers, by people in the industries, by realtors, to make it easy for their clients to acquire properties the right way without having to go through all of these processes. So it's now left for you as an investor to go through the right processes as well. Make sure you get all your legal documents available. Make sure, this is very, very important in real estate, legal processes. Do not boycott your lawyer because of the percentage you want to pay them, and do not boycott the realtor as well because of the percentage you want to pay them. These are the people that can help you walk through your real estate processes and make it easy for you. So don't say because you don't want to pay them the money. I mean, acquiring a property of, let's say, 5 million naira, and they're only telling you to pay 10% so that they can secure it for you, which is 500,000 naira. So you're trying to not want to spend 500,000 naira to secure your property of 5 million naira. It doesn't really make any sense. So don't be penny wise, pound foolish when it comes to real estate. Secure your property as much as you can. 500k to 5 million naira is, the ratio is very, very low. So you should be able to budget all of this. When you want to get a property, you want to acquire a property, budget the money for legal processes, for the realtors and all of that. Budget all of this. It is very important. These are the people that will stand up for you when any issue comes up on that property. Don't feel like no issue can come up, Joe. What issue wants to come up? Anything can happen at any time. Anything. Today I saw it on the news that some houses are being demolished in Oyo State. Anything can happen at any time. If you don't acquire your property through the right processes, you can lose it. And in case you don't know, every single property in the state belongs to the state government until you go through the right processes in acquiring it. So you don't just pay and just disappear and say, I've paid for it, I've met with the owner, I've paid for it. Anything can happen if you don't do the right documentation. It still belongs to the government. Just in case you don't know, it belongs to the state government. So you need to do all of these processes right. Work in the right ways. Do not be selfish when it comes to your legal steps in acquiring properties. So all of this will make it easy for you to acquire real estate and walk through the right processes, and call your realtor, call your lawyer for consultation before taking any steps, so that you can know the right places to invest into, the right properties to buy as well. Overall, the real estate landscape in Nigeria offers, well, that is the last one, the challenges. So these are the 7 aspects of that affects the real estate growth in Nigeria positively as well. So overall, the real estate landscape in Nigeria offers opportunities for investment and growth driven by population growth, urbanization, and a rising middle class. Population has really added. It's really adding urbanization, technology. With continued infrastructure development, policy reforms, and technology adoption, the sector is expected to experience further expansion in the coming years. So with all of the things, the infrastructure coming up in each state, all of these things affect the real estate positively in any state. Take for example Oyo State. Now the real estate is really growing. From the train station coming in, the dry ports coming in, the circular road, a lot of things coming into the state. This has made a lot of people say, okay, let me invest in Oyo State, let me go to Oyo State. It seems the real estate there is really rising, and a lot of people are coming in, and it is really affecting the real estate growth positively as well. Same thing for Lagos, the Bejuleki, the Dangote refinery, the international airport, a lot of things. All of these things are what adds to the real estate growth in each state. So make sure that you invest in real estate and stop waiting for, okay, I want the expensive part. I don't want bush. I want those expensive estates. I'll wait till my money is completed. Well, I have news for you. The price of that estate is not going to wait for you. The price keeps increasing. That 30 million naira that you saw last year, by the time you are ready, would have increased to about 60-70 million naira. So are you going to now wait to have the additional one, or you are just going to buy the one you can afford? There is nothing like bush in real estate. It is just an area that is yet to be developed. So make sure you invest in real estate. Your budget, work with your budget at the moment. Keep investing. Invest now. The only bad time to invest in real estate is later. So the best time to invest in real estate is now, as soon as possible, because the market keeps increasing. It keeps rising. There is no way you will not make your money back on any real estate. There's nothing you buy that you won't make your money back. Well, some bush will take longer time to develop for some. Yeah, it is true. Some bushes will take longer time to develop, but they will still develop. That estate, that GRH that you are hiring today, years back they were bushes. Nobody wanted to go there. But look at them today. It might take longer time, but trust me, as far as the population keep increasing, one thing about real estate is you cannot lose. When you buy it the proper way, when you go through the right step, you cannot lose in real estate. In a year time, in 2 years time, the value is going to increase. So that is why you need to talk to your real estate consultant. You need to talk to your realtor. You need to talk to your lawyer on the right properties to invest your money in at the moment. You need to know which areas the government are coming into, which one is developing, which one do you know that, okay, in a few years you'll make money back. So these are the things that you need to go through. These are the questions you need to ask your real estate consultant. There is no bush in real estate. Every place we are staying today were once bushes. And to talk about real estate consultation, you need someone to talk to on consultation, where you can always call me or DM me on Kike's Luxury Homes, and also call my number on 081-6222-0182. I'll call that again, 081-6222-0182. You can WhatsApp me, you can call me, we can talk about the right steps to take and the right places to invest your money in. Whatever your budget is, invest in real estate. And don't forget, we're always live here on Talk Real Estate with Oluwashimilekariu. We are always live on Aloore Radio every Tuesday from 2:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. to talk about real estate. So see you next week, and thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great day.
Say, that when you lose your way.
Talk Real Estate is a program that brings you insights and guide you through your real estate journey.
Buying real estate, it's not just about you just buying, paying money and going to sleep.
From real estate investment, documentations, and all the important things you need to know about real estate, join Liz Kario Oluwashun live on Aloore Radio every Tuesday from 2:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. Follow us live on Facebook, TikTok, and on YouTube at Aloore Radio to connect. For more details, call 0903-985-3731 or send a WhatsApp message on 0816-222-0182.
Buying documentation is as important as buying real estate. In short, documentation is the most important thing when you're buying real estate.
Talk Real Estate with Liz Kario Oluwashun live on Aloore Radio, the voice of Oyo State.